All right, guys, so today we're going to be doing the fuel lines on the Super Dually. We're gonna run the factory forward hard lines from the tank as far up as they'll go. Because we shortened the frame roughly about 10 inches, they're basically gonna go all the way to the upturn in the frame. And then we're gonna use some AN line, some connectors to run the rest of the way. One, because it's nice and it's diesel fuel resistant, but two, it'll kind of also give it that old school hot rod look that everybody's used to. We're going to use the red and blue fittings. We're going to use -6 for the return line, and we're going to use -8 right here for the feed line to the pump. I got all this stuff on Amazon. Evil Energy is the brand. This is not the PTFE hose. This is just the regular rubber hose with the stainless steel embedded into the line, and then of course it's wrapped in stainless steel too for abrasion resistance. This little kit was actually pretty handy. It came with, I think it's basically 8 fittings and then the little holders to separate the lines right here. I had to pick up a couple extra pieces to connect to the hard lines. We're just using these Russell 5/16 quick connect for the return, and the exact same thing but in 3/8 to connect to the hard line that Ford uses right there. And then if you look, you can bundle it. I have destroyed a ton of AN lines with regular adjustable wrenches, or putting them in a vise with a rag around them. So if you bundled it up, it would made it like $64 instead of $50. So basically you got $10 off an AN wrench, so you don't tear up all your AN fittings. Keep them looking nice. Now to hook into the factory Cummins lift pump, you're going to need a male -8 to 14 by 1/2 inch thread, 14 thread count 1/2 inch feed. So we're going to hook that into the lift pump, the factory Cummins lift pump, and then hook our -8 AN line into that. For the return line out of the P pump, so it can be AN instead of just a gear clamp on it, you're going to get this. I got this from Amazon too. It's just a vibrant fitting. It's a -6 male banjo, so it's just going to screw right in like the factory Cummins one did, and then we'll just run it back to the fuel tank. So watch, enjoy, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and let us know if you have any questions.
All right, so right here you can see we had to replace the factory forward hardline connectors. I didn't use the correct tool and cracked them, so I'm gonna put these in right here and we'll go from there. You'll see in a second, it was really hard to get them pressed in. My dad has seen a video where someone just drilled a 2x4 and split it and put it in between it, and then you just hammer them in is how they're supposed to go. So in a second you'll see us do that. If you got any questions or like the tip, let us know in the comments below. So here's what I was talking about, where we drilled the 2x4 and split it and put it in the vise to pinch that press fit hose in there, and then you just tap that little fitting rattle in there. I'm going to snake it to the frame and click it right in. There's a couple of these quick release tools to turn those loose and save them. I would definitely recommend picking one of those up. We just use some slide-in barbs right there to go to the factory connection, and just follow along and you'll see how we get this fuel system plumbed up and ready to fire. Alright, so we had to remove the factory AC compressor location to be able to get to the P-pump return line. You'll see in a second right here, it was just a little bit too tight. So to avoid removing the pump, I just ground a little bit of the intake down where there was some excess and was able to get that return line fitting out and the banjo fitting in. So that was definitely worth the hassle. Try that. So right here, we're just feeding the line behind the injector lines, run it nice and neatly down the side of the block. There's a little pocket in the frame. We stuck it around through that. We're just trying to keep everything as tucked in and neat and as factory as possible. It actually turned out really good. I was pretty pleased with it. Hopefully the brake lines turn out as good as that, and everything will be looking right. Here's that hole in the frame I was talking about where we ran everything down through to keep it clean. You'll see how it turns out. We're going to put a little bit of wire loom on these hoses just for some abrasion resistance as far as those little soft hoses go. Pretty pleased with how the fuel system turned out, and hopefully we'll get it fired up soon. Y'all can see that on the next video.